News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Hope Cancer Care brings courage, hope, and comfort to cancer patients in Pahrump.
I can honestly say I love Dr. Mehdi and his staff. They have went out of their way to save me thousands of dollars. They are always compassionate and reassuring with the care of my cancer treatments.
We turn no one away. Most insurance is accepted. If you don't have insurance, we'll work with you. To schedule an appointment, please call 1-800-881-4226.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners and Humana. News is also brought to you by Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer. When you need the best dermatology care in Pahrump, call Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer, 775-727-9800. News is also brought to you by Barry Levinson and Associates, Pahrump's Bankruptcy Center. When it comes to important matters like bankruptcy, call an experienced, compassionate attorney. Call the Bankruptcy Center of Pahrump. Call 775-727-4747.
Tonight on News 46, the Nevada Democratic Caucus will be held on Saturday.
And Judge Kim Wanker is gearing up for re-election.
The University of Nevada Cooperative Extension classes are set to begin. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46.
I'm nervous. I know, it's stressing. I know. Let's not
with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. Welcome to News 46. I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
And I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
In our news tonight, a wanted 32-year-old woman was arrested on Monday.
On January 16, 2012, Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives observed Elizabeth Doughty on Black Road. They were aware that Doughty was wanted for auto burglaries for several cases by NCSO deputies. Elizabeth Doughty is 32 years old and a Pahrump resident. Detectives inquired of Doughty what her name was, and she provided someone else's name and a date of birth. She was arrested, and she admitted that she had provided the false information to avoid prosecution because she knew NCSO deputies were looking for her. During the investigation, it was identified that Doughty was under the influence of marijuana, methamphetamine, and amphetamine. Doughty was booked into NCSO Detention Center on charges of using ID information of another, 3 counts of being under the influence of controlled substances, and also several counts of auto burglary. I'm Nathan Hollenbeck for News 46.
A missing persons report was filed with the Las Vegas Police Department regarding 2 women who left to go on vacation around Christmas time and were supposed to return on January 3rd. Sandra Drones Murphy, who is in her late 50s, and Tamarin Racine Tiffany Wheel, who is 20, have not been seen or heard from since they left. They were supposed to be on vacation with a friend of Sandra's and were last seen in Las Vegas. If you have any information regarding the 2, you are asked to call the Las Vegas Police Department Missing Persons Detail at 702-828-2907. And News 46 will be right back right after these messages.
News 46 is brought to you by Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer. When you need the best dermatology care in Pahrump, call Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer, 775-727-9800.
And welcome back to News 46. The victim of a fatal accident that we told you about on Tuesday has been identified as 19-year-old Olivia Moda. Moda's BMW was traveling at a high speed in the far left lane of I-15 when it veered to the right, fishtailed, and spun out of control, hitting a truck driven by a road crew worker.
That's right. Moda died on impact, and the driver of the truck was transported to UMC Trauma Center regarding head trauma that he sustained in that accident. His condition at this point is still unknown.
Okay, well, we spoke to Jan Beers about the Democratic Caucus that will be taking place this weekend.
Well, this weekend in the caucus, we will be registering voters, we'll be electing our delegates, we'll be showing our preference for our presidential candidate, Barack Obama. It allows us a build a base to work with our volunteers. It also has us build our party platform. And I think it's a really exciting time for people to come out. I want to everybody to make a note of, if you're going to be able to vote, which when I say able to vote, I'm referring to the fact that if you're going to turn 18 before November 6th and you want to be a Democrat and you want to come in caucus, you can come out and we'll register to vote. If you need to change your registration to a Democrat, if you need to do any of these things, we can handle this for you at the caucus. Now, the caucus is going to be held at the high school. We're going to start registration. We'll open up the doors around 10:30. We'll register voters at 11 o'clock. At 11:30, if you're in line, we'll register you. Okay? At 11:30, we close the doors. Okay? We have to do that because that's when we have to start at 11:30, and we do our presidential preferences at noon. So I would like for everybody to please come out and join us. Thank you very much. If you need further information on this, you can call 1-866-737-3367, or you can go to www.pledgetocaucus.com.
What's happening at the movies this weekend? We're going to go to Mr.Moviefone to tell you all about it.
Action! Happy weekend, everybody! Well, this week at the movies, red tails are flying, Underworld is awakening, and the government is turning on one of its own in Haywire.
You can tell me right now why you sold me out, or you can tell me in 10 minutes when I have my hands around your throat.
MMA superstar Gina Carano is a highly trained government contractor hunted by her own agency after her latest job leaves her knowing too much. Also starring Ewan McGregor, Michael Douglas, Bill Paxton, Michael Fassbender, and it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. Here's the deal. You can't cage MMA star Gina Carano as she kicks some serious butt in Haywire, a no-frills, down-and-dirty action thriller. I'm in! An epic war adventure tells the true story of the Tuskegee Airmen in Red Tails.
Train, 11 o'clock.
It's military.
Let's give those newspapers something to write about.
As World War II rages, the U.S. recruits a group of talented and daring pilots to reclaim the skies over Europe. Discriminated against at home and at war, the Tuskegee Airmen went on to prove their equality in the air and distinguish themselves as heroes. Starring Terrence Howard, Cuba Gooding Jr., and featuring Bryan Cranston. Here's the deal. Produced by George Lucas, it's like Star Wars with P-51s, and once you get past the corny dialogue, you will be hard-pressed to find a more good-natured, rousing, entertaining movie this year than Red Tails. I'm in! Kate Beckinsale goes back to the well one more time in Underworld Awakening 3D.
I used to hear stories of the Death Dealers, but they were a thing of the past, never to return.
In the fourth installment of this franchise, Beckinsale is back as the vampire warrior Selene. She manages to escape prison, only to find out that humans are waging a war to exterminate vampires and lichens. Here's the deal. Does anyone still care about this? No critic screenings for Awakening can only mean one thing: 2D, 3D, or 12D. This franchise needs to be put to sleep for good. I'm out. Now remember, for your showtimes, your tickets, my 6-second review, so much more, go to Moviefone.com. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you at the movies.
That's a wrap!
And welcome back to News 46. If you naturally have a green thumb and enjoy learning all you can about gardening, then the University of Nevada Cooperative Extension is the place to be.
We do. In fact, we have a brand new one starting this coming Monday. It'll be twice a month, the second and the fourth Monday of every month from 5 p.m. to 6:30. Producers, it's for people who garden. It's for people who like to sell their produce. They're going to start off with commercial growers, how to help you have better produce, better yields. And that's available here. We have February and March scheduled up to this point, but I imagine it's going to probably go year-round.
What time is that class?
5 to 6:30.
So people can find out more by just calling here. Is there a fee?
No, there's no fee for this class.
What other classes do we have going on?
Well, actually, this Saturday morning we have M.L. Robinson, our area specialist, coming out. He's going to be doing a free pruning demonstration in our garden. Be here at 9. Show up with your pruners if you like, if you want to get a hands-on. And then at 1 p.m., we have our Pick and Learn series, where you can go out into our vegetable garden at 1 p.m., and we have Master Gardeners going to show you just getting started for your spring garden.
And is there a fee for any of those?
No, that's free. Saturday, just come down.
Come down. Where are we located?
We're on the corner of Calvat and Dandelion.
And for more information, where can they call?
727-5532.
And now let's join our co-anchor tonight, Deanna O'Donnell, with your news across Nevada.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and this is your news across Nevada. A number of state legislators are expressing frustration towards the State Pharmacy Board for not taking action to ban synthetic drugs that mirror cocaine and marijuana. Police and drug counselors have also expressed concern as the synthetic drugs have been a growing problem right here in Nevada. The street names for these drugs are fake cocaine and K2 and can be legally purchased at stores. The general counsel for the Pharmacy Board has stated that a public hearing has been set to discuss regulating the substances. If Nevada bans these synthetic drugs, it will be one of over 30 states that have already done so. If you'd like to pride yourself as an informed Nevada voter, then we have some good news. The Secretary of State, Ross Miller, has just launched a searchable, user-friendly database that releases all public officer and campaign disclosures. As a result of the new campaign filing law, AB 452, candidates are now required to report expenses, campaign contributions, and electronically file financial disclosure statements directly to the Secretary of State's office, which will in turn be posted on the Aurora database. The database will allow users to search the following criteria: individual candidates, political races, groups, contributions, contributors, and expenditure recipients. The database can be accessed from the Secretary of State's homepage at nvsos.gov. If you thought that the Nevada GOP has finally set a date for the presidential caucus after changing it twice, then you may be wrong. Casino titan and Newt Gingrich supporter Sheldon Adelson has brought up the fact that the caucus will fall on the Jewish Sabbath. If the date is changed, it will accommodate around 500 conservative Jewish voters. GOP chairwoman Amy Tarkanian has said that some possible alternatives to accommodate those that observe the Sabbath would be to hold it in the evening instead of in the morning, or to move the date to February 2nd instead of the original February 4th date. As of now, however, the date has remained unchanged. This potential change comes just 2 days before South Carolina has its primary this Saturday. According to the Center for Budget Policy, Nevada is on top of yet another list. This time, it's a list of states that are struggling to pay their bills, according to a report from the Center for Budget Policy Priorities. Between 2006 and 2010, the state rate of poverty went up 26%. Home values went down by almost 45%, and the average income has dropped 4%. According to the report, it doesn't look like things will look up in the near future. The state's budget gap reached $1.8 million, causing Nevada to have one of the largest shortfalls in the country, a trend that is expected to continue until 2013. The report is also predicting another budget shortfall of 37.4% for this year. I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and that's your news across Nevada.
Thank you, Deanna. Well, Quilts for Cancer was the big winner at this weekend's poker tournament, which was held to help the group purchase supplies to help veterans in need. We spoke to Barbara Johnston.
Yes, it's a poker tournament that the Prump is hosting for us, Quilts for Cancer, for us to purchase supplies to finish making all the quilts for our veterans in need. We have about 30 players here today, so we'll be raising some good amount of money so we can buy wholesale bulk purchases.
Is it $60 buy-in?
Yes, it is. It was $60. $25 goes to us, the charity, $25 for the winner's pot, and $10 to the Nugget for the cost that they incur during the tournament.
We've been doing this for a number of years. How many years?
This is just our second year. The Nugget has done it for other charities. This is our second tournament this year.
I know that we have Jeff Von Aust out there conducting.
Yes, Jeff is out here someplace busy at work. He's the one that sets it up for us. And we are assisted by Bill Kobarker and Bill Dolan, and they chaired the event. I know very little about poker, so I'm just here, representing the charity.
This is a great event. And this is all for the quilts that we donate to the veterans, right?
Correct, it is. It all goes to our supplies. We have some tremendous volunteers that donate all of their time, and we try and purchase all the fabric and batting for the quilt making.
How can people donate at any other time to Quilts for Cancer, or help out, or even volunteer their time?
Just give me a call at 775-751-5356. We are a 501c3 charity, so any donations they do give are tax deductible as allowed by law.
Tell everybody what Quilts for Cancer actually does.
We make quilts for people with cancer, and as well as others in the community in need. If it's children or veterans, we just cover as many people as we can with a comfort quilt.
Well, as you may know, the election for District Court Judge is going to be held in November. We spoke to one of the two candidates, current District Court Judge Kim Wanker, who is now seeking re-election.
Yes, what happens is when you get appointed to the next election, and then you run for the end of that particular judge's term, which is to 2014. So I'm running here in 2012, which is exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
How long have you been on the bench now?
Since July 1st.
How's it going?
It's great. It's pretty exciting. A judge really should be, has really three roles. One is the adjudicator, which most people see on the bench. The second is a manager, so we not only manage our calendars and look for improvements in the judicial system, and then third is finally a community leader. So I've tried to implement all three things. We have some exciting things going on. I took over the drug court from Judge Lane, who had successfully run it for 8 years. He needed a break, and we're doing community service. If you are unemployed, you do 20 hours of community service a week. So that's exciting. I'm looking at a way to modernize the courtroom. I've been working on some things, and a little premature to announce those at this point, but it's very, very exciting for us, and I think may make the 5th Judicial District Court the leader among district courts in the state of Nevada, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I know that you have another opponent that's announced, Nancy Lord, and you have to run now, and then, like you said, again in 2 more years, and then after that you get to have a 6-year term if you're elected to the seat. Tell me a little bit about what you hope to do coming up.
Well, in terms of the election, I'm a pretty down-to-earth, basic person. I like to say, judge is what I do, Kim is who I am, and I think you'll find that I'm pretty approachable, and you'll see me out and about throughout the entire judicial district. I think sometimes people fail to realize that the 5th Judicial District is the 3rd largest in the country. We cover 300 miles, and in my first, from July 1st to December 31st, on my own, I traveled a little over 4,000 miles attending events throughout the judicial district, not just in the Pahrump area.
And also, you also have to attend court or be at the courts all over Nye County, don't you?
Nye, Mineral, and Esmeralda counties. It's 300 miles between the courthouse in Pahrump and our final courthouse, which is Mineral County in Hawthorne. And we have some real challenges. The courthouse in Mineral County didn't have internet until almost not quite a month ago. So we have some challenges as a rural district court judge.
She's such a nice lady, isn't she?
She is. Really
great.
Is.
Okay, everybody. NDOT is checking into a bicycle plan throughout the entire state and will be in Pahrump on Thursday, January 26th at 10 a.m. at the Nye County Complex in the Calvada Eye.
And the public is invited to attend that. That's going to be interesting and something really great.
And needed.
Definitely. So what do you think? We're going to get some rain in our forecast?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know that Zach has the answers. We're going to go to Zach right after the break.
News 46 Weather is brought to you by Healthcare Partners Medical Group, with 5 locations in Pahrump, local doctors and professional staff providing total care from infancy to seniors. News 46 Weather is also brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org. News 46 Weather is also brought to you by Humana.
And welcome back, everyone. Zach Fuentes here with your weather. Today we had mostly sunny skies. There were a few thin clouds out there as we're going to head into our kind of cloudy trend that's going to be going on for the rest of the week. Our high was 63 degrees and winds were coming out of the south at 4 miles per hour. Gusts were at up to 9 like we thought they would be, and our pressure was at 30.12, still holding steady there. UV index was at 3, moderate still, and our humidity was at 15%. Sunrise stayed the same at 6:53 a.m., and our record for today was 74 degrees back in 1971. Looking at tonight, we're going to have partly cloudy skies, it looks like. Our low is going to be 32, so it's actually warming up just a little bit for us. Winds are going to come out of the north-northeast at 5 miles per hour, and gusts are going to be at up to 8, going down just a little bit. Humidity is going to be at 28%, and our sunset's going to be at 4:56 p.m. It actually was at 4:56 p.m. Tonight's record was 10 degrees back in 1943. Pretty chilly. Tomorrow, once again, we're going to have partly cloudy skies, a high of 65 degrees. Low is going to be 38, so that's warming up as well, as far as overnight lows at this time of the year goes. Winds are going to come out of the south at 4 miles per hour. Gusts are going to remain at 9 miles per hour, as well as a humidity or UV index that's going to remain at 3, moderate. Sunrise is going to be at 6:53, and now our humidity is going to be 19%. Like I said, Friday we're going to have partly cloudy skies. Saturday, 30% chance of rain. Sunday is going to be partly cloudy, and Monday and Tuesday as well. Wednesday, clouds are going to die down just a little bit. We might have a few still. And then Thursday, looks like we're going to return to sunny skies. They are going to come back one day, it looks like. Our highest high is going to be 68 degrees, and our lowest low looks like it's going to be 28 degrees on Monday. Today's worst weather was in Hurdy-Gurdy Butte, California. Had trouble saying that for a second, where they had heavy rain. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Zach.
Now, did you notice a couple days ago when the chance was 20-20-20 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I picked Saturday?
Yeah, see?
Am I good? I am.
And we were saying if it was 30,
it's 30%.
It's probably going to rain. Probably will.
Okay. Well, I just, I had to be right. I had to tell everybody how right I am. So it better rain Saturday.
There you go.
Okay. A Marine carry team moves a transfer case containing the remains of John Luke Bateman on Tuesday at Dover Air Force Base, Delaware. According to the Department of Defense, Bateman, listed as being from Tulsa, is actually a 2007 graduate from Pahrump Valley High School, where he participated in the JROTC program.
Bateman died while supporting Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan.
And his funeral will be reportedly held at the Pahrump Family Mortuary January 27th. We don't have the time on that yet, but we will let you know. And the graveside services will be held the 28th at the Boulder Veterans Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, please send donations, the family is asking, to fisherhouse.org.
This supports military housing for dependents whose military family is in the hospital.
I've heard that's a really good program. It's quite extensive.
And yeah, the family is requesting that. A candlelight vigil will be held this Saturday at 7 p.m. at Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Casey Streets for accident victim Michael Flannery. He was unfortunately the victim of that accident when he was riding his bicycle down Pahrump Valley Boulevard. He was struck by a vehicle. And as we told you that there might be rain on Saturday, so usually at these vigils, it's best to bring flashlights, and of course you want to dress warm for that. And once again, that's at 7 p.m. at the site of the accident at Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Casey Streets. And that does it for this edition of News 46. I'm Deanne O'Donnell.
I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
From everyone up here on the Hill, we wish you a wonderful night. We'll see you again here tomorrow night.